Unfortunately, it's been brought to my attention that the Times of India is not covering me. This whole time I've been on this platform, I've been making content, and the Times of India hasn't covered me at all. Ever since I was born, ever since I became a VTuber, the Times of India has said nothing about me. Look, I'm scrolling through the Times of India website. Look, there's not a single article about me here. Hello? Are you seeing this? Look at this. What's this? They're writing about the other things. Am I not important enough for Times of India? Times of India, I write an article about a pear. Times of India, I bet they read an article about LeBron James. LeBron James? LeBron James? LeBron James? I bought 1 million copies of the Times of India. I'm the #1 donor to the Times of India. I bought 100 million copies of the Times of India, and they still won't cover me? I'm about to release a Google Doc about Times of India. I'm about to start my own Times of India about Times of India. It's a simple question. All I really want to know is why? What am I doing wrong? Times of India, please respond. Please respond to my DMs, Times of India. Times of India, I sent you an email. Times of India, did you get my telegram? Somebody should check up on the editor of Times of India. I think he might be dead. He's not responding to me. I'm quite shocked by the situation, honestly. I'm a little bit flabbergasted. I'm a concerned citizen. The people demand answers. This is democracy, I thought. Who has the power here? The people or the Times of India? Am I right? Can I get an amen? Times of India, some might say that that's fake news because they haven't wrote a single thing about me. Fake news media that isn't writing about me? You mean like Times of India? Times of India published this, but they won't write something about me? Look at what they're doing, but they won't write something about me. And here again, look at this. Are you seeing the same thing that I'm seeing? I did a deep dive into the code of the Times of India website, and there wasn't a single thing about me. Times of India is censoring me. Guys, I think I might be shadow banned on the Times of India. Guys, I'm scared. I think the editor of the Times of India is out to get me. He hasn't written a single thing about me. Nothing has been published about me in the Times of India. Me, I don't even want to be in the Times of India. The Times of India? What's that? I've never even heard that. I'm not mad. Me? I'm not mad at all. Times of India? Times of India? What's that? Times of India? No, I'm sorry. It doesn't ring a bell for me. Times of India? What is that? Times of India? Is that like from the Ocarina of Time? Legend of Zelda? Is that the type of thing? I am quite the gamer. I'm putting the G in gamer. Gamer? Video games? Say less. I've played 10 video games. I'm a way bigger gamer than the editor of the Times of India. The Times of India hasn't played a single video game. Please, I really need this, please. Yo, Times of India, please. I'm begging, please. Times of India? I've never even heard of such a thing. Guys, am I just ugly? Times of India, here's an article idea. The ugliest gamer, me. Please? It's okay, I don't really even know how to read. I only play games with no text in them because I can't read. Every game I played had 0 text in it. If you put text in your game, you're the type of person that's gonna be you're gonna have an article about you in the Times of India, I bet. Times of India, I'd rather read Moist Critical. Times of India, more like I'm reading Video Game Donkey. Me, I'm never reading Times of India again. I'm reading Machinima, Red versus Blue. But what do you think about it? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's just my opinion. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.